What I have here is the all-new Logitech Combo Touch, and I've been using it for over 80 hours now on my iPad Pro M4. Now this one happens to be the 11-inch model. Yeah, you just saw the Apple Pencil just came off like that. And I have some thoughts. So it's been an amazing keyboard, don't get me wrong, but first thing first, you may have noticed, I can see the lines on my keyboard. Now, one of the complaints I had with my Magic Keyboard was the fact that the previous generation would used to just have my keyboard marks on the display. Even though this Logitech keyboard does have a nice raise right here around the screen, it's still not high enough where it'll prevent the keyboard from making imprints on the display. There we go. Now it's presentable. But don't get me wrong, the all-new Magic Keyboard still continues to have the biggest complaints and issues that I had from the previous generation, such as there's no edge protection whenever you put your iPad inside, versus the Logitech Combo comes with this awesome feeling case where every little corner is fully protected, even has a nice raise around the camera, and all the buttons are very satisfying to click, and there's no interference whatsoever when you're using your iPad. Speaker ports and everything is good, but this port still continues to have the same issue that the previous generation Logitech Combo keyboard had, and that is not all USB-C cables are compatible with this case, so you might need to modify it like this Thunderbolt cable that I have right here. It's only certified to work with Apple cables, but you still have this amazing magnetic strong magnet which just attaches on like so. There's a little kickstand that pops open. Does require a little bit of fingernail to squeeze between the edge to get this little flap to open up, and you can just begin typing just like so. And the beauty about this thing is all the native iPad features in its OS are compatible with this keyboard, such as I still have backlit keyboard adjustment where I could adjust it on the go, and hopefully this top camera could pick this up. This does support Apple's advanced sidecar ability, where I could use the existing trackpad as well as the keyboard to go between a Mac and my iPad at the same time, which is pretty awesome. But if we take a closer look at the function row key, a thing you have to keep in mind is they can be a bit confusing. And no, unfortunately, there's no escape key. It got replaced with a home button instead. That's something that a lot of reviewers usually leave out that I've noticed because I purchased it because of those reviews. And the escape key is gone, unfortunately. But the icons are kind of confusing too. Even though the brightness between these two are identical, it's like the speaker icon is a different icon than it should be. You still have the screenshot ability, but over here will be your do not disturb modes to quickly enable. But that's it. That's just a minor complaint. And then the do not disturb got moved to over here, which sometimes tricks me to just enabling do not disturb. And all my Apple devices are tied with the focus mode, so I would accidentally go throughout my day without realizing that I accidentally toggled do not disturb. So I'm sure it takes a while to get used to. But this trackpad, I want to say, has been significantly improved from the previous generation. Even though it does leave larger gaps, I noticed when you tap down. And then when you look at the Magic Keyboard, the all new Magic Keyboard, it is noticeably bigger. But this has a pro and a con. You see, when I'm typing up something, there has been times when I would be randomly typing something. Like my thumb would actually tap on the trackpad and move my cursor from where I'm originally typing at. So just a quick heads up, but this isn't much of a big deal breaker whenever I have my device like this on a flat table surface. It's only when I have it resting on my lap is when I usually tend to toggle the trackpad by accident. Not a massive deal breaker to me, that is. It's just something you need to get used to, which over time I'm sure I could easily adapt and be more aware where I rest my palm, as there's no palm rejection when the keyboard is typing. And then the typing experience feels like a nice soft laptop. It's more soft than the Magic Keyboard, the second generation, because the second generation Magic Keyboard actually has more of a MacBook Pro latest keyboard experience. And it's definitely louder too. Here, if you'd like to hear a comparison, let me move the microphone closer to these. Here's the Logitech. Okay, here's the Apple Magic Keyboard. Yeah, Not too far apart, easy to adapt, don't get me wrong, but this one feels more like a laptop. And the quality and the materials, this is a soft silicone, very similar to like the back feel of the Magic Keyboard. But on top, this definitely feels much more premium. But don't get me wrong, this feels premium as well. But this feels more like a laptop. This feels like a high-end keyboard attachment for your iPad, which is a good thing. Which for its asking price, this is definitely the much more affordable option. All due to the fact that this is on the 11-inch version. This only cost me $230. And meanwhile, the Magic Keyboard for the 11-inch is $300. So that's a nice little savings right there for a similar type of experience. The only con though is the larger footprint, because unlike the Magic Keyboard, I can rest this on my lap. The Logitech Combo Touch requires a larger footprint. It could still be accomplished to rest this on a lap if you absolutely need to, but it's ideal to be used on a flat surface, which you have like about 15 inches of table space. And then for my drawlers out there, I do like the fact this actually can fold down pretty flat. But if you're using this as like a stylus, it does bounce a lot. But the Magic Keyboard doesn't have this ability at all. Unless you flip it in this way, that's the only way to do it, but I don't think Apple intended it to be used this way. But as for the Apple Pencil location, it's right above here. It's a nice little groove, which is perfectly fine. Definitely it's a lot more sturdy to keep the Apple Pencil secure from easily falling off, as there's like a nice little grace, but it can be sometimes a hassle to pop open the keyboard. I don't know, like earlier you noticed I accidentally dropped the Apple Pencil just to fold the keyboard down. And then if you need to, by folding it like this will actually disable the keyboard. So no matter how many keys you press on the bottom, it's not gonna falsely just type anything. It just disables the keyboard for you. A little pro hack is, I've noticed, you could flip the keyboard and attach it like so. So now you have a flat aluminum feeling texture on the bottom here, so you don't feel the key presses when you're just operating your tablet. So even though this does resolve all my main complaints I had with the Magic Keyboard, such as very little protection, it also loses the fact that it does not have a USB-C port right here to allow you to charge your iPad. In my opinion, this does help me at times, especially when I'm working using an external drive as an example. Or with the Magic Keyboard, I would just rest like this, power going through my iPad to charge it, while I have it connected to a Thunderbolt external hard drive. So if I'm like moving data, photo editing and stuff, this definitely helped me a lot. So if you're in an environment where you do a lot of stuff like that, you may want to consider the Magic Keyboard over the Logitech one. But for general use, note-taking, school, small office that's involved data, no like photo editing or large videos being transferred from one device to another, this is ideal. This is doable. I really do like the compact size of this when it's all folded in versus the clumsiness feel that the Magic Keyboard can give you. And weight-wise, I do have my scale right here. The Magic Keyboard alone by itself for the 11-inch version is about just shy under 600 grams. And if I remove my M4 iPad Pro and put it on the same scale, it's 100 grams lighter. So this is definitely more durable as well as lighter and easier to travel with than this heavy feeling Magic Keyboard. Which is easily why for my girlfriend, this is all she needs. But for me, since I do a lot of video editing, I do find the smaller footprint with the Magic Keyboard a little bit more useful for my case, but I still would overall choose the Logitech one just because the capsule shape, everything is fully protected. You don't have any worries or concerns that any of these exposed edges will make contact to something, cracking your display or just destroying your iPad. And with the cost saving you're getting, if you can manage with the small minor cons, the Logitech Combo is the best one for the iPad Pro, in my opinion, for the everyday user. So because of that, I'm keeping the Logitech, and it's going to be my main driver. If I didn't do heavy tasks, I'm okay swapping it and using this, but this is likely to protect my iPad versus the Magic Keyboard, which is one of the biggest drawbacks and my massive complaint I had from the previous generation Magic Keyboard. Oh, and then for the 11-inch version, I know a lot of people are saying that it's off balance. It's folded all the way, it's not folding back. I'm assuming for the 13-inch version, that's something you should keep in mind because 13-inch is likely to like tilt over like that. I just forced it to go back, but lightly tapping the very top portion, you can see it's not really losing balance like some reviewers have been saying. There you guys have it. That is the review of the Logitech Combo. I'll be sure to include links to where I got it in the video description down below. But let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this? Is this your main driver, or are you still going to continue using the Apple keyboard, Magic Keyboard, for your primary accessory for your external keyboard for the iPad? But one thing for sure, sorry for adding this at the end of the video, I think it would have been cool if this keyboard, when it's disconnected and you put it in like tabletop mode, it would have been cool if I could still use the keyboard like this. I think that will definitely spice things up in terms of comparing the Magic Keyboard with the Logitech one, if it could be used in wireless mode. Anywho, if you'd like to watch more, check out this video over here where I go through my favorite tips and tricks that's new on the iPad Pro. Thank you so much for watching.